This is Eswatini TV News at 10. I am Nosile Sitola alongside Stella Gunene. First, here's a look at our headlining stories tonight. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thusile Dladla, says major social ills are caused by people failing to take responsibility. The Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Senator Prince Leon-Kokela, says the government's decision to lower the electricity tariff was made in order to support eMaswati. Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mabulala Masego, says the issues related to Phase 2 have been included in the ongoing salary review exercise. And now the news in detail. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thusile Dladla, says that major social ills are caused by people failing to take responsibility, such as in the case of child maintenance. Dladla says that if people were able to protect themselves from unwanted pregnancy, many of these issues could be avoided. The Deputy Prime Minister made these remarks while presenting the Deputy Prime Minister's performance report for the year 2024 to 2025.
After presenting her preamble, the Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thusile Dladla, senators raised concerns regarding issues such as disaster management, teenage pregnancy, and child maintenance. Senators also commended the government for increasing disability grants and improving facilities such as disability and elderly home.
Angathi noma iyahambelana nalapho social studies nalapho health assistant ngokuthi ufuna atade ngemizwa yakhe ngokonke bese futhi sifungathi sesibenzelwa ifundo lese sitawupromotha leli info bantwana i-office ka-DPM alikucabangi lona ukuthi ngingake ihlangane naminister waka-justice to push the specialized courts more especially ngoba atiyawusita kule laka DPM ngoba kudilwa khona nemaphala nale gender-based violence ila kule department.
The Deputy Prime Minister says that major social ills arise from people failing to take responsibility, which often leads to abuse within communities.
Both parents are going to be responsible. Hey, basidoja lapho manje. Kanje ukuthi utawufuna kimi imali, afune lapha ku PS imali, ayofuna abantu sonke besiya lapha.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thusile Dladla, raised the need to raise awareness about land allocation, particularly as some individuals have begun to build their homes in wetlands or at the foot of mountains. Dladla also mentioned that the Mangayane Elderly Home is currently providing shelter to disabled persons as well. Dladla raised concerns about children being exposed to inappropriate content due to owning phones at a young age and not having enough time with their parents. The Deputy Prime Minister further stated that there is a need for sign language training to ensure that individuals with hearing impairments can receive the assistance they need. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni in Parliament.
The Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Senator Prince Leon-Kokela, says that the government's decision to lower the electricity tariff was made in order to support eMaswati in alignment with the government's mandate. The minister says that government cannot engage in closed-door discussions with ESERA as their calculations are based on scientific methods. The minister made these remarks while presenting the ministry's performance report for the year 2024 to 2025.
After presenting his preamble, the Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Senator Prince Leon-Kokela, faced questions and concerns from senators regarding the reduction of the electricity hike, as it seemed that the government was reacting to the Eswatini Energy Regulatory Authority's report. Senators also inquired about the ministry's plan to ensure that businesses do not bear the burden of expensive electricity.
Occurrence of critical raw minerals in two places. In those two places, it is either in one region or in both regions. asithi sekuda lendlela ukuthi ingabe lama-2 places specifically maphi.
Could that decision not have been made prior than was communicate with the reactor? So when government are reactionary than are proactive.
Ingabe ministry besiba nemandla kangakanani-ke uma reviewer regulator in terms of the law?
Esera u-independent naka-independent usesigabeni sokuthi udibhalela yena scientifically acethe.
Responding, the Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Senator Prince Longokela, explained that government decided to lower the electricity hike because the country was just recovering from the impact of COVID-19. The minister added that government is working towards achieving self-sufficient electricity production with a plan to produce about 200 megawatts by the end of the next 5 years. The minister, when asked about the USA-funded initiatives and their continuation, the minister confirmed that the Kingdom of Eswatini and the USA enjoy strong bilateral relations. The minister says that just 2 weeks ago, he met with his counterpart who reiterated support for the thermal power project in the country. For Eswatini TV News, Sondo Mlangeni, Parliament.
The Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mabulala Masego, says that the issues related to Phase 2 have been included in the ongoing salary review exercise. The Minister says that the Ministry is expected to receive the report in June of 2025. The Minister made these remarks while presenting the Ministry's performance report for the 2024-2025 financial year before the Ministry's Portfolio Committee in the House of Senate.
When presenting the ministry's performance report, the Minister of Public Service, after delivering his preamble, was questioned by senators on a variety of issues. These included concerns about the Principal Secretary, clarity regarding civil servants who are suspended for up to 3 years and later return to work without facing disciplinary action, issues related to the PMS, and the exodus of professionals leaving the country in search of better opportunities. In response, the Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mabulala Masego, asked that senators trust him, citing that civil servants had received a 4% increase in 2022, along with a cost of living adjustment.
Ubese siyabuta ukuthi I-position ya PS lobe kakhona babethe ithi cha dindzaba lisenkantolo siyagijinyiswana enkantolo.
The minister further explained that the issues in relation to Phase 2 are included in the salary review exercise, and the government will implement the recommendations presented by the consultant. The minister says that there is a need to create programs that would provide allowances to professionals with rare skills in order to motivate them to stay in the country. Regarding the issue of the Principal Secretary, the minister noted that it is currently in court and he could not comment further on the matter. The minister mentioned that the government is in the process of hiring, but the budget limitations are restricting their efforts. The minister then urged the senators to approve the budget, which amounts to 276,287,202 emalangeni. For Eswatini TV News, Sondo Mlangeni, Parliament.
Over 800 Emaswati ex-miners who worked in the Republic of South Africa have been paid their benefits from the South African Ex-Miners Provident Fund since the inception of the payment program in 2015. This was disclosed by the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Honourable Phila Phelezi, during a press conference where the third phase of the payment program was launched. The minister was represented by the Principal Secretary, Makosini Mdawe.
The Honourable Minister says government appreciates the roadshows to identify potential beneficiaries of the Provident Fund, as it will ensure that all deserving ex-miners or their relatives finally get what is due to them.
Statistics show that on average, more than 8,000 Emaswati migrants worked in the Republic of South Africa mines annually between 1966 and 1991. The number of mine workers and then other former mine workers who did not claim in the initial place also are included kule sibalo lestabe sikhona kulo mnyaka kule roadshow. I must quickly acknowledge and emphasize our support for working closely with important stakeholders, including the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Tingundla, the Minister of Justice, that is the Office of the Masters of the High Court, the Minister of Health, the National Commissioner of Police, former mine workers, current mine worker associations, and the general public.
The ex-Miners Provident Fund Chief Operations Officer Mzwandile Ndlovu says, according to their records, there are about 281 ex-miners in the Hoho region, 234 in the Shiselweni region, and 266 in the Manzini region who are yet to receive their Provident Benefit payout with a total amount of 55 million emalangeni.
Zikhona-ke indlela ey'ningi zokuclaima imali ezasala emamayini. But-ke thina so-Mine Workers Provident Fund sithe asuke e-ofisini lethu eGoli size eSwatini so that sokwazi ukuthi i-process yokuclaima ibe lula for ama-members ethu nama-beneficiaries.
Organizations of ex-miners in the country were represented at the launch of the program, and the roadshows will be held in different places around the country beginning on the 31st of March to the 5th of April 2025. Reporting, Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
The National Disaster Management Agency, in partnership with the government of Eswatini, are conducting a validation process for the strengthening of the drought resilience policy. NDMA CEO Victor Gamete says Eswatini needs to formulate more regulatory frameworks to deal with unexpected environmental hazards.
After experiencing the 2016 drought, the government of Eswatini saw it fit to create regulatory frameworks that will govern unexpected disasters. This validation process is facilitated by the National Disaster Management Agency, NDMA. CEO Victor Mahlalela explains the importance of this policy.
We're in the process of validation of our drought risk management policy as a country, and this policy is going to be vital in ensuring that we take a proactive approach in the management of drought as a hazard. This policy will be the legislative framework, policy framework that will guide the implementation or the management of drought risk if it happens in the country.
To add value to the framework, different stakeholders are partaking, including the municipal councils. Representing the CEO of the Municipal Council of Mbabane is Benedict Gamete, who tells us about the importance of this process.
Drawing from the experience of 2016, when the country was hit by a severe drought, Mbabane was nearing day zero in the shortage of water. So that gave us a wake-up call that, we should start mainstreaming issues of drought in what we do. Before then, we have disaster management plans, but we're mostly concerned about your traditional municipal services, your infrastructure, your waste management, planning, all of those issues. But now, after that experience, we see that it is very important to be mainstreamed into our activities.
Looking back at the 2016 drought, people in need of food assistance were estimated to be 300,000, cattle deaths were around 64,000, and maize production declined by 60%. In total, the drought costed government 19% of its annual expenditure in the financial year 2015-2016. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Satable Mamba, together with Themba Shabangu in Zuluini.
The government of China and Taiwan, in partnership with the Manzini North constituency, are capacitating MSMEs with programs to help their businesses grow. Taiwan ICDF project officer Sibusiso Msivi says they aim to uplift small business owners as they are usually left behind in funding in banks.
Member of Parliament for Manzini North constituency, Honorable Mashainkonja Nhlengetwa says they will visit and teach 6 communities in total.
Asikhethi noma sisithatha umuntu loqashile siyamsida noma somdala siyamsida.
Nhlengetwa says the fund is not discriminatory. It accommodates everyone, and the 1.5% return is reasonable, having to pay it back in 12 months. Taiwan ICDF project officer Busiso Msibi says the fund closes the gap between medium and small enterprises and large enterprises so that everyone contributes to the economy.
Thineke sikuthatha phasi lapho usebentela khona sizame ukuthi sikuthuthukise ngusomabhizinisi lomncane netindzaba ke tekugcina emabhuku siyaye sifake.
Msibi says they assist the small businesses from the grassroots level to help them grow. They also encourage bookkeeping for accountability purposes in the business. Business owners express their challenges and what they look into gaining from the fund.
Siyakuthokozela kakhulu ukuthola bosomabhizinisi laba tasicathulisa. Ngusomabhizinisi labancane size siphakame nathi sikhone nekusita abantu babethu.
Lana bathi ngewethembeka kwethu basinika laba tasinika kona ngekwe-business plan ukuthi kwenda kanjani bese emva kwalokubisela le mali yabo.
Business owners say they will take this opportunity with both hands, as they usually do not fit the criteria when taking loans in banks. They acknowledge the help and hope that with this assistance, they will grow and compete with large markets. The fund, Women Business Startup Microfinance Revolving Fund, was launched last year, March, and the government of China, Taiwan, invested an amount of 18 million emalangeni, which has helped around 444 people. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Tsatsable Mamba, together with Themba Shabangu in Manzini.
Some employees, especially low earners in some industries, have always complained that the minimum wage set by Wages Council is too low and cannot withstand the inflationary pressures, especially those in security companies. The Trade Union Congress of Eswatini has explained why wages are set low. Tukoswa is part of the Wages Council representing employees.
Tukoswa's Secretary General Mduduzi Gina explains in detail the basic minimum wage and what it seeks to address.
Actually, these are not actual wages. These are basic minimum wages within which an employer is expected not to pay below. In the event an employer pays below the gazetted minimums in terms of the terms and conditions of sale, if that employer is providing less than it is provided for in the wages regulation order, then that employer is committing an offense. It is an offense to do so on the part of the employer. And the worker is entitled to seek payment. I mean, in simple terms, the worker can go to CIMAC and claim the balance. And to see how the legislation has made it very compelling for the employers to pay according to the wages regulation orders. The Act provides that the Labour Commissioner can prosecute employers who are paying workers below. And we do have got instances where the Commissioner of Labour would be taking some employers to court. We do have got decided cases where the Labour Commissioner has taken some employers to court for employers who had paid below the gazetted minimum.
In the Decent Country Work Programme, the Minister of Labour and Social Security has stated that it is conducting a study with the International Labour Organization to ascertain the feasibility of introducing a national minimum wage in the country. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ngamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Manzini.
And now let's have a look at our financial indicators.
Standard Bank.
And moving on to sports, Premier League of Eswatini Chief Executive Officer Petros Vilakazi says the Premier League is working in collaboration with the Municipal Council of Mbabane on the possibility of reinstituting Prince of Wales to host Premier League games. Vilakazi was speaking during a media briefing.
Speaking during a media briefing, Eswatini, or rather the Premier League of Eswatini Chief Executive Officer Petros Vilakazi, he says negotiations and talks will begin between the Premier League of Eswatini and the municipality of Mbabane to try and see how the Premier League can host some of their games at the Prince of Wales in Mbabane. In the past, some of the games were held at the facility, but issues of safety and the position of the facility raised concerns which ended up seeing the facility not being used for some of the Premier League games. Vilakazi says going forward they will be working on seeing how they can use the facility and making sure that all the supporters who come watch their teams do enter and return home safely. He says this is done in a way to try and bring closer all the games to the residents of Mbabane. He says that everything will be done accordingly to ensure the safety of both the players and the supporters.
Manage the crowd. Ukuthi ikhona ukuthi idlale kahle lapha eKhathi Stadium. Kungabi nemsindo ukuthi abantu sebayawephana. Cishe into lethu lesawuhlala phansi siyathokoza nje ukuthi lidolobha laseMbabane seva ukuthi selinadzadzewethu ugcine efaka ukuthi lesikholelwa ukuthi uyawa understanda kakhulu ema sports. Nasingotha kuye sikhulumisana naye utawushesha live leliphupho.
Eswatini Volleyball Association President Eric Gama says the association is working tirelessly to try and improve the standard of beach volleyball in the country. Gama says this year, local will get a chance to represent the country internationally.
Sikhashana sikokashana because ngicabanga ukuthi sidalokhu awudetermine ukuthi sesi.
Speaking during the Mula Sports Beach Volleyball competition that was held at Olympia Fika Lobamba, Eswatini Volleyball Association President Eric Gama says beach volleyball is on the rise in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Gama says soon they will be embarking on international competitions to start and weigh in how far the country has gone in playing the sport. Gama says they have received different invitations from neighboring countries such as Mozambique, where they will take both male and female teams and see how far we've come as a country. Going forward, Gama says that more competitions will be introduced locally to ensure that the sport continues to rise.
Lapho sibone khona ema-team lang-6 abakhona nalamhla ema-team lesinawo nawo angedluli kwa-5 lokusho ukuthi likhona lisasasa ngicabanga ukuthi ma-Center Series 2 wayo le-beach volleyball ngicabanga ukuthi ema-team atawukhulu.
And now let's have a look at our weather update. Our weather update tonight is going to be partly cloudy and cold with fog and drizzle, mainly over the western parts. Tomorrow on Wednesday, we're going to experience light rain with fog over the western parts, otherwise cloudy with partly cloudy intervals and cool but warm in the low field. Wind, light easterly. Our focus temperatures for the 19th of March 2025, Mbabane Nhlangano in Pikespeak will range from 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. Hlati from 14 to 19 degrees Celsius, Mankayane from 16 to 22, Manzini from 18 to 24, Sitegi from 17 to 23, Buhleni from 18 to 26, Mhlume from 19 to 27, and Big Bend from 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. The sun will rise at 5:57 and set at 18:06. That's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our headlining stories. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thusile Dladla, says major social ills are caused by people failing to take responsibility. The Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Senator Prince Lonko Kela, says the government's decision to lower the electricity tariff was made in order to support eMaswati. The Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mabulala Masego, says the issues related to Phase 2 have been included in the ongoing salary review exercise. And with that, it's a wrap from myself and the team. Thank you for your company. Good night.
Shop millions in savings with Spar Reward until 21 April. Get 750ml Sunlight dishwashing liquid refill for $24.99. Save 5 emalangeni.